So wallets, Watson, and why not do things differently? It's Monkchips in 3 minutes. So it was my birthday last week, and yeah, so this wallet I think is kind of funny. I'd recently lost my wallet, and so my son got I had like one of those things they put toothbrushes in on my flight on Virgin, and he made me this wallet. My beautiful wife helped stitch it up, but basically took something, repurposed it, turned it into a wallet. Reduce, reuse, and recycle. Cheers, Farrell. So yeah, that was my birthday last week. I thought that was great. It's kind of nice to think, well, you know, it certainly doesn't smell like leather, because it isn't, but it's a good wallet and it's mine. What else happened last week? I went to Munich for the IBM called it the Genius of Things event. Well, it's basically Watson meets Internet of Things. IBM's on one of these sort of big things where the brand kind of goes out of control and swallows everything. So Watson is now basically a go-to brand for them, and it's one of the ways they're addressing the IoT market. I thought what was interesting about this event, and there's been some negative publicity about IBM around its machine learning and so on this week, but the event was undoubtedly a triumph. They had kind of German industrial company after German industrial company coming along and saying that they're actually using IBM's tools for their industrial automation strategies. So you had companies like BMW, you had companies like Daimler, SNCF is obviously the French National Railway, Schaeffler, they're all about bearings and things that spin and get hot and monitoring them. What I loved was that the talks were all really about engineering. It didn't feel like it was trying to come up with some term like cognitive and explain that, things that people didn't really understand. It was really straightforward. It was about, here's an industrial process, here's the thing we need to monitor. So with Schaeffler, it's like, they were looking at how can we actively monitor grease on bearings. Daimler's perspective is like, okay, we've got all of these requirements as we design a car. They're written in Word documents, they're written in PowerPoint. How about if we just use Watson to take that and start using that to create a model, a requirement that we can build around? They're calling this the digital twin. That was the big story from last week from IBM. It's not so much about Watson, I don't think. From a branding perspective, it's not about cognitive, machine learning, AI. It's about this digital twin. If you had a digital model of the thing that you design, manufacture, operate, and then service, how can that affect your process as a business? Products and services, very interesting. Why can't we do things better? So Susan J. Fowler wrote a post this week about her frankly terrible experiences at Uber. It's a sad story, I think. Here's a company that didn't take her when she brought up an issue about being sexually harassed, didn't take it seriously. They're seeing a lot of the women that were working at the company now leaving. Her team went from 25 to 6% women. I think this is a real shame. Uber needs to get a handle on it, but I'm not interested in talking about the bad stuff. I'm interested in talking about the good. When you see Slack and the culture they're baking in around diversity, it's amazing. So now when they go out and they say, we want to hire people, 35% of the people on the team will be women. That attracts more women, and I think that's fantastic. So rather than talking about the people that are doing it wrong, why can't we do better? Why can't we be more like Slack? That's Monkchips in 3 minutes.